Hey Taurus, welcome back. I just pulled cards for your love story, and honestly, what came through is pretty incredible. This reading is specifically for you, and the energy here is really clear about where your love life is heading. So grab your coffee or tea and let me walk you through what the universe wants you to know about your romantic future. Before we dive deep into each card, I want you to know this reading showed me a complete narrative. From where you are now to where you are absolutely going in love. The cards did not hold back, and I am genuinely excited to share this with you because the story here is one of growth, healing, and ultimately the kind of connection you have been working towards. All right, Taurus. The first card that came out for you is Temperance, and I have to tell you, this card showing up first tells me so much about your current energy and what needs to happen before your love story fully unfolds. Temperance is all about balance, patience, and divine timing. Right now, you are in a phase where the universe is asking you to find equilibrium within yourself first. This is not about rushing into anything or forcing connections that are not meant for you. Instead, this is about understanding that your love story requires you to be in a space of inner harmony. What I am seeing with Temperance is that you might have gone through some extremes in the past when it comes to love. Maybe you gave too much and received too little, or perhaps you closed yourself off completely after being hurt. Either way, this card is showing me that you are now learning to blend the different parts of yourself into something beautiful and whole. You are learning that you can be both strong and vulnerable, both independent and ready for partnership, both cautious and open to possibility. The divine timing aspect of Temperance is really important here. Your love story is not going to unfold on your timeline, and that might be frustrating for you as a Taurus who likes things to be stable and predictable. But what Temperance is saying is that everything is being perfectly orchestrated behind the scenes. The person you are meant to meet, the connection you are meant to have, it is all being prepared. And while you wait, you are being prepared too. You are healing old wounds, releasing old patterns, and becoming the version of yourself who is ready for the love you deserve. I also see with Temperance that you might be learning to blend different aspects of your life right now. Maybe you are balancing work and personal time better, or finding ways to honor both your practical side and your romantic side. This balance is crucial because the love that is coming to you needs you to be whole and integrated, not someone who loses themselves in relationship or stays completely shut off from intimacy. The second card is the Chariot, and wow, this is about forward movement and determination in your love story. After the patience of Temperance, the Chariot is showing me that there will be a moment when you decide to take control and actively move towards what you want in love. This is not about sitting back and waiting anymore. This is about you getting clear on what you desire and going after it with focus and intention. What I love about the Chariot in your reading is that it shows victory and success. You are going to overcome obstacles that have been in your way romantically. Maybe there have been fears holding you back, or past experiences that made you doubt whether real love was possible for you. The Chariot is saying that you are going to push past all of that. You are going to harness both your emotional side and your logical side, represented by the two sphinxes pulling the Chariot, and use them together to move forward. This card can also indicate travel or movement in a literal sense. So your love story might involve meeting someone while traveling, or one of you might need to relocate for this connection to fully develop. But more than the physical movement, the Chariot is about the journey you are on internally. You are moving from a place of uncertainty to a place of confidence. You are moving from wondering if love will ever work out to knowing that you have the strength and determination to create the relationship you want. I am also seeing with the Chariot that you might need to be the one who makes the first move at some point in your love story. This could be scary for you because Taurus often prefers when things develop slowly and naturally. But the Chariot is encouraging you to be brave, to take the reins, to show up and be clear about your intentions. This confidence is incredibly attractive, and it is going to be a turning point in your romantic journey. The third card that came through is Seven of Pentacles, and this is fascinating because it is showing me that your love story involves a period of patient cultivation and waiting to see results. You know how a farmer plants seeds and then has to trust the process while the crops grow? That is what this card is about. You are investing time, energy, and emotion into your love life. And Seven of Pentacles is saying that you need to trust that your efforts are going to pay off. What this tells me is that your love story is not going to be instant or superficial. This is not a whirlwind romance that burns bright and fast. Instead, this is something that grows steadily over time, building a strong foundation that can last. You might meet someone and there is potential there, but it takes time to develop into something real and meaningful. Or you might already know someone, and you are both in a phase of figuring out if this connection is worth pursuing. Seven of Pentacles also suggests that you are evaluating your past efforts in love. You are looking back at previous relationships or situations and asking yourself what worked and what did not. This reflection is important because it is helping you understand what you truly want and need in a partner. You are not just going to repeat old patterns. You are being more intentional and thoughtful about who you invest your heart in. I am also picking up that there might be moments of impatience or frustration during this cultivation period. You might wonder if this connection is going anywhere, or if you are wasting your time. But Seven of Pentacles is reassuring you that good things take time. The love that is meant for you is worth the wait, worth the effort, worth the patience you are showing right now. Trust that everything you are doing to work on yourself and be open to love is creating the conditions for something beautiful to bloom. Now, the fourth card is Two of Swords, and this one is showing me a decision point in your love story. At some stage, you are going to face a choice that requires you to remove your blindfold and see the situation clearly. Two of Swords often appears when we are avoiding making a decision because we are afraid of the consequences, or when we are stuck between two options and cannot see a clear path forward. In the context of your love story, this could show up in a few different ways. You might be deciding between staying single and focusing on yourself versus opening up to a new connection. You might be weighing whether to give someone a chance even though you have fears or doubts. Or you might be in a situation where you need to choose between what feels safe and familiar versus what feels exciting and new. What I want you to understand about Two of Swords is that the decision you need to make is not going to be easy, but it is necessary. You cannot stay in limbo forever. At some point, you have to remove the blindfold, look at the situation honestly, and make a choice based on what you truly want, not on fear or obligation. This card is asking you to trust your intuition and your inner wisdom, even if the logical mind is trying to keep you stuck in indecision. The water behind the figure in Two of Swords represents your emotions, which you might be blocking out while you try to make this decision purely based on logic. But Taurus, your love story needs both your head and your heart to be involved. You need to feel your feelings, acknowledge what you truly desire, and then make a decision that honors both your practical needs and your emotional truth. I also sense that this decision point might come after you have spent time gathering information and considering your options. You are not someone who makes impulsive choices in love, and that is okay. But Two of Swords is saying that at a certain point, you will have all the information you need and then you just have to choose. Trust that you will know what to do when the time comes. The fifth card is Ten of Cups, and listen, this is the card everyone wants to see in a love reading because it represents emotional fulfillment, happiness, and the dream come true. After all the patience, the movement, the cultivation, and the decision-making, Ten of Cups shows me that your love story has a beautiful destination. This is about finding the relationship that brings you genuine joy and contentment. What I love about Ten of Cups appearing in your reading is that it is not just about romantic love. It is about the whole picture of happiness. This card often shows a family or community, which tells me that the love coming to you is going to be integrated into your whole life. This is not a relationship that exists in isolation. This is a partnership that enhances everything else, that creates a sense of home and belonging, that makes you feel like you finally found where you are supposed to be. Ten of Cups is also about emotional maturity and the ability to sustain happiness over time. This is not the honeymoon phase that fades. This is the deep, lasting contentment that comes from being with someone who truly gets you, who supports your growth, who shares your values and dreams. You are building something real with this person, something that can weather storms and celebrate victories together. I am seeing with Ten of Cups that you might have moments where you cannot believe this is actually your life. Like you will look around at the love and happiness you have created and feel this deep gratitude and wonder. This is what you have been working towards, even in those moments when you doubted it was possible. The universe heard your heart's desires, and this card is confirmation that you are absolutely going to experience the love and fulfillment you have been dreaming about. The rainbow. In the Ten of Cups is significant too. It appears after the storm, reminding you that all the challenges you have faced in love were leading you to this moment. Every heartbreak taught you something, every disappointment refined what you were looking for, every lonely night made you stronger and clearer about what you deserve. And now the rainbow is here, promising that the best is yet to come. Moving to the sixth card, we have Six of Cups, and this is bringing in a theme of nostalgia, innocence, and possibly reconnection in your love story. Six of Cups often appears when there is a connection to the past, whether that is healing old wounds, reconnecting with someone from your history, or approaching love with the openness and sweetness you had before life made you cynical. What I am picking up with Six of Cups is that your love story might involve someone who feels familiar to you in some way. This does not necessarily mean you have met them before, although that is possible. It could mean that they remind you of a time in your life when things felt simpler and more hopeful. Or they might share values and qualities that connect to your roots, your childhood, or your deepest sense of what home feels like. There is also a healing quality to Six of Cups. If you have been carrying pain from past relationships, this card is showing me that your future love story is going to help heal those old wounds. The person coming into your life, or the love you are developing, is going to show you that not everyone will hurt you the way you have been hurt before. You are going to feel safe to be vulnerable again, safe to trust again, safe to believe in the goodness of love again. I am also seeing that Six of Cups can indicate acts of kindness and generosity in your relationship. This is someone who remembers the little things, who shows up in thoughtful ways, who makes you feel cherished and valued. And you will do the same for them. There is a sweetness and innocence to how you care for each other that feels refreshing and genuine. If Six of Cups is literally about reconnecting with someone from your past, then this could be an old friend who you suddenly see in a new light, or someone you knew years ago who comes back into your life at the perfect time. The timing would be significant, because both of you have grown and changed, and now you can create something together that was not possible before. Either way, this card is bringing beautiful, heartwarming energy to your love story. The seventh card is Knight of Wands, and holy wow, this brings a completely different energy. Knight of Wands is passionate, adventurous, spontaneous, and full of fire. This card is showing me that there is going to be excitement and intensity in your love story. After all the patience and cultivation and sweetness, here comes someone or some energy that absolutely sweeps you off your feet. Knight of Wands can represent an actual person who comes into your life, someone who is charismatic, confident, and not afraid to pursue what they want. This person is going to be very different from the usual types you might be attracted to. They are bold where you might be cautious, spontaneous where you might be planned, fiery where you might be earthy. And this difference is going to be incredibly attractive to you because it pulls you out of your comfort zone in the best possible way. But Knight of Wands can also represent a phase in your relationship where things heat up and become more passionate and adventurous. Maybe you and your person start traveling together, trying new things, taking risks, and living life more fully. This energy is about saying yes to experiences, being brave, and not letting fear or practicality hold you back from joy and excitement. What I want you to know about Knight of Wands is that while this energy is amazing and brings a lot of vitality to your love story, it also requires you to stay grounded. As a Taurus, you need stability and security, so you will be balancing this passionate, adventurous energy with your need for commitment and consistency. The good news is that with the other cards in your reading showing patience and long-term fulfillment, I can see that this Knight of Wands energy is not going to be fleeting or unreliable. This is passion that exists within a committed context. I am also picking up that Knight of Wands might be encouraging you to take some risks in love that you have been afraid to take. Maybe you have been playing it too safe, and this energy is going to inspire you to be bolder, to express your desires more openly, to pursue what you want instead of waiting for it to come to you. This confidence and courage is going to transform your love life in powerful ways. The eighth card is Six of Wands, and this is all about victory, recognition, and success in love. After everything you have been through, all the work you have done on yourself, all the patience you have shown, Six of Wands is saying that you are going to experience a triumphant moment in your love story. This is when you realize that you did it. You found what you were looking for. You created the relationship you wanted. Six of Wands often shows someone being celebrated or recognized. And in the context of love, this could mean that your relationship becomes public in some way, or that people around you acknowledge what you have built together. Your friends and family see how happy you are and celebrate with you. Or it could be more internal, where you feel this personal sense of victory because you overcame your fears and doubts to allow love in. What I love about Six of Wands in your reading is that it shows you feeling confident and proud of your relationship. You are not hiding or feeling uncertain. You are standing tall, knowing that you and your person are solid, that what you have is real and worth celebrating. This confidence comes from the foundation you built, the honesty you shared, the challenges you overcame together. Six of Wands can also indicate that you and your person might be a bit of a power couple in some way. Not necessarily famous or anything, but people look at your relationship and see something inspiring. Maybe it is the way you support each other, or how you balance your individual strengths, or the adventures you go on together. Whatever it is, your love story becomes an example of what is possible when two people truly commit to building something beautiful together. I am also seeing that this victory energy comes with a sense of relief. Like you can finally exhale and enjoy what you have created without constantly worrying or doubting. You prove to yourself that you are capable of having the love you want, and that realization is incredibly empowering. Six of Wands is celebrating not just the relationship itself, but the person you became in order to have it. The ninth card is Five of Swords, and okay, this is the one card in your reading that brings up some conflict or challenge. Five of Swords shows up when there are disagreements, power struggles, or moments when you have to decide whether winning an argument is more important than preserving the relationship. Every love story has these moments, and it is how you handle them that determines whether the relationship grows stronger or falls apart. What I am seeing with Five of Swords is that you and your person might go through a period where you are not on the same page about something important. Maybe it is about where to live, or how to handle a situation, or different communication styles that lead to misunderstandings. Five of Swords is warning you not to approach these conflicts with an I need to win mentality, but instead to focus on understanding and compromise. This card can also indicate that one or both of you might need to let go of ego or pride in order to move forward. Sometimes we hold on to being right even when it damages the relationship, and Five of Swords is asking you to consider whether your stance is really worth the cost. It is okay to be vulnerable, to admit when you are wrong, to prioritize the relationship over being right. I want to be clear that Five of Swords is not saying your relationship is doomed or anything like that. With all the positive cards around it, I can see that you work through this challenge successfully. But it is important to be aware that conflict will happen, and your response to it matters. This is where communication skills, emotional maturity, and commitment are tested. And based on the trajectory of your reading, I can see that you passed this test. Five of Swords might also be about setting boundaries in a healthy way. Sometimes conflict arises because someone crosses a line, or because expectations are not clear. Learning to assert your needs and limits without being aggressive or defensive is part of building a healthy relationship, and this card is showing that you are going to learn this skill if you have not already. The final card in your reading is Page of Swords, and I love this as your closing card because it is all about curiosity, communication, and new ways of thinking about love. Page of Swords is youthful energy that asks questions, seeks truth, and is not afraid to challenge old beliefs. In your love story, this represents a continuous learning and growth mindset. What Page of Swords is telling me is that your relationship is going to keep you mentally stimulated and engaged. This is not a boring or stagnant connection. You and your person are going to have interesting conversations, share ideas, and help each other see things from new perspectives. There is a playful, curious quality to how you communicate that keeps things fresh and interesting. Page of Swords can also indicate that you might need to speak your truth in your relationship, even when it is uncomfortable. This ties back to the Five of Swords energy, but Page of Swords is more about honest communication rather than conflict. You are learning to express yourself clearly, to ask for what you need, to be direct without being harsh. This communication skill is going to be crucial in maintaining the happiness and fulfillment shown in your Ten of Cups. I am also picking up that Page of Swords represents a willingness to look at love with fresh eyes. Maybe you have had certain beliefs about relationships based on past experiences or what you were taught growing up. But this card is encouraging you to question those beliefs and be open to new possibilities. Your love story might not look exactly like you imagined, and that is okay. In fact, it might be even better than what you imagined because you allowed yourself to be surprised and to evolve. The sword that the page holds represents mental clarity and truth. Your love story is built on honesty and transparency. You and your person are going to be real with each other. No games, no pretending to be someone you are not. This authenticity is what creates the deep connection and trust that makes everything else possible. So, Taurus, when I look at your complete love story through these 10 cards, I see such a beautiful journey. You start with finding balance and patience within yourself through Temperance. Then you move forward with determination through the Chariot. You invest time and effort knowing that good things take time with 7 of Pentacles. You make important decisions with 2 of Swords even when it is scary. You reach the emotional fulfillment you have been seeking with 10 of Cups. You heal old wounds and embrace sweetness with 6 of Cups. You experience passion and adventure with Knight of Wands. You celebrate your success and feel confident with 6 of Wands. You navigate challenges with wisdom through 5 of Swords. And you maintain curiosity and honest communication with Page of Swords. This is a complete story of transformation and growth. Your love life is not going to be perfect every single day, but it is going to be real, deep, and ultimately fulfilling. The universe is supporting you every step of the way, preparing you for the love that is coming and preparing that love for you too. I really hope this reading resonated with you and gave you clarity about where your love story is headed. Remember that you have everything you need within you to create the relationship you desire. Trust the timing, trust the process, and most importantly, trust yourself. Let me know in the comments which card resonated with you the most, or if you have experienced any of these energies already in your love life. I love hearing from you and knowing how these readings land. Sending you so much love and light on your romantic journey, Taurus. You absolutely deserve the happiness that is coming your way.